Greetings, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. Um, I hope everybody heard the intro music, but I got to check. Um, so please let me know. We're going to see if we can hear this. Otherwise, don't know how to do it any other way when I'm all by myself. So we'll have to find out. I don't think it came through. So we're going to try one more time. See if this works. Says audio is on. Try it again.
Step into the light or the shadow it casts. A look in the mirror, stripping the mask. The ego deflects what the it wants to hide, but we find the truth on the edge of the slide. The void isn't empty, it's a canvas of gray, where the ghosts of our bias come out to play. You point at the monster, you point at the screen, but it's only a shadow that's being seen. We sit in the silence where the tension is rife, dissecting the ego with a surgical knife. From the depths of the abyss to the clarity of mind, leaving the noise and the drama behind. High etiquette, held as the ultimate key. This is the Short Bus Podcast TV. See the mirror for what it is. Love progression begins now.
And there you have it. I hope everybody heard that. Greetings, everybody. We had Captain Action in here. We got Blazing Bull in here. Greetings, everybody. Hotep. And today we're going to go over a video on bus conversions. The Short Bus Podcast TV, one of the priority elements is to help people understand that they can take back their own accountability, responsibility, and authority little by little. And it's simple to do. You have to get rid of the comforts and convenience and start pushing your bounds, though. So, what I have here is a bus conversion, van life, otherwise known as boondocking. And we're going to take a look at it. I got to stop that screen share. And let's see here. We have Isaac Turner. Isaac Turner. Go ahead and go over here and check out Isaac Turner. He's been doing this. He's got 130,000 subs, 908 videos. And it says, I'm documenting the journey of building a life outside of the normal path. And that's what we're talking about here on Short Bus Podcast TV, because most people, the normal path is the short, easy, comfortable one that goes one way. And that's what we need to get out of, in my opinion. And we do that by stretching our bounds and taking upon those responsibilities that we've been giving up so freely. It says, from van life and bus builds to fatherhood, land, and new adventures. This channel is about creating a life that feels truly lived. And I love the way this guy put this. Very simple. And that's what we're talking about, simplicity, coming back to simplicity. So he's got all these videos, 900 and some videos, 908 that he's done over the last 5 years. And what we're going to take a look at today is one of his earlier videos from 5 years ago. Let me show you. Get down here. I guess I should have had a second window open so I wouldn't have to scroll through all these because we're still only at 2 years. But as we get down here, you'll see there's all kinds of videos, and he's doing all kinds of different bus conversions. So he's gone on and moved up in his repertoire. But he's one of the guys that started out young and decided he was going to take upon this responsibility to live his own life freely. And that's what the Short Bus Podcast TV is truly about, is helping educate people on things that they're not aware of that aren't really so hard to take upon. And it actually makes your life simpler. So let's take a look here. 6 years ago, how to install a Propex heater in a short bus. So this was his short bus, and the first thing he did was put in a heater, and he did some other videos. And then we come up to this video here, Budget Busville. Was right into an ad.
We have got to the point where literally anybody.
Yeah, so screw these ads. Understand, people. Hit that PayPal link there and help a brother out. Every little bit is appreciated. Get rid of these damn commercials and get my StreamYard back up for full panels for this Short Bus Podcast TV.
My name's Kevin. It's my short bus right here, my 4-window, 1994 Ford E350 7.3 diesel power stroke. Let's go inside.
The 4-window, that's twice as long as my short bus, the 2-window. So this is what we're looking at. We've got a nice looking young man here. He's starting out young. And this is the problem with today's society. We are teaching our young the wrong things. We're indoctrinating them just like we've been indoctrinated. And again, that's what the Short Bus Podcast TV is about, is helping educate people so we don't have to suffer with the indoctrination. We need a stronger nation, and that comes through autodidactism, people that are willing to take upon the education themselves, self-learning. And that's what this young man is doing.
Check this out. Welcome inside of Starfire. Short window bus, 4-window. You can tell, pretty short inside, as I'm 6'2" right here. It goes right up to my shoulders. Pretty much it's a self-built, DIY, do-it-yourself. First time ever building a bus. Never had any experiences with a school bus or little.
None whatsoever. You can see how simple this guy made it to start out with. And this is how you can start. You don't have to have all the extras. You don't have to have the best of everything in order to do this stuff. And we're going to hear later on how much expense he put into this. And this goes to the simplicity as well as the efficiency and economic perspective of what our lives have become today.
Experience with van life, and I bought this, and let's dive right into just building it and experiencing this bus life.
Nice. How tall is it in here? Do you know?
Yeah, if I'm the 6'2", I'd guess it's about 5 foot in here. It's pretty short. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Over here we have custom built storage bench area. So we have storage in each side over here. Just random DIY, do it as you go, figure it out along the way. And we got storage on this side also right here. Just quick, easy access, nothing too fancy.
And I'm going to tell you from experience, when we're doing these bus conversions, I've helped with a couple of them, and you'll see this guy again, first starting out and just learning on his own. There are places you can go like these channels to learn different techniques. So rather than starting out like this guy using 2x4s, you can use other sizes of wood for these interior structures, particularly when it comes to vans and mobile homes and stuff. They already have some kind of steel structure for the most part. And you can use that steel as support rather than a full-fledged 2x4 and go downsizing to 1x2s and stuff like that, 1x1s. And these are cheaper and smaller alternatives that still provide the support you need interior wise when you have those metal structures. So I wouldn't myself use 2x4s.
And then we got this right here for when I have guests and company over and we want to have some dinner and enjoy some time, have the window and the beach right there. You take.
And they even have molded plastic style types of supports that you can use that actually look like wooden stuff, but they're made of high tensile plastics. So there are a lot of alternatives that you can use, including aluminum. So again, be aware of your expense, your budget, and all that, and go within your means. And remember, the priority here is taking back your responsibility and your authority. That means you become the creator. You have to start learning how to create yourself. And there are other methods that other people have used that you can use in your own creations that are repetitive and progressive. We learn by repeating. So when we repeat the best tactics we've seen by doing these video reviews and seeing what other people are doing, we can then incorporate what would work best for us. Maybe 2x4s would work best. I don't know. I'm just saying for me, it wouldn't. I would choose something different, lighter, smaller, that would be just as capable of the interior support that we need.
This up, you lift it up and you latch it right here into here on some shelving from a garage. And you got yourself a nice little dinette set right here where you, your lady, friend, whatever, have a nice little dinner, enjoy the view. And when it's ready to, want to have a little couch, maybe some company over, you can pop it down, slide it back in, and eventually we're going to upholster this so it's going to be nice and cushy.
And one of the things I want to point out here is just like any home, you have 2 exits. So these buses particularly, aside from motor homes and stuff, the buses particularly have emergency back doors. I would say use those. I would say keep those. So when you're making these small bus conversions, don't panel them in so you end up trapping yourself in. I would keep them as a viable mechanism, as a matter of life necessity if you do get trapped in something like this. The mother to my children got trapped in a motor home, fell asleep smoking, and died because she couldn't get out. So be aware, be situationally aware that when you take on these responsibilities, your responsibility now encompasses that code enforcement for your own safety. Be wise in your decisions.
Nice little bench and a couch, and then when we need it, we can make it into a dinette area. And then back here, we got a very small bed. We got a twin size mattress back here.
Same with your bedding material and stuff. Don't get this polyester shit that's going to go up with a spark and just inflame everything. Use materials that are pretty much retardant, and we have plenty of those materials today.
I get upgraded to a queen. It's just pretty simple, just built out of plywood. Nothing crazy. Everything's kind of in progress right now. Just 2x4s and some plywood, just cut to custom dimensions. Painted underneath and did some holes so the mattress breeze don't get mold and all that. This is eventually going to be a nice little drawer, nice face, slide out, all that. We got custom little closet right here. Up here I use as a, I don't know, like bathroom kitchenette type thing right there. Just random like hygiene stuff, keep yourself clean. Just little storage for now until I build a drawer and make it a little bit fancier. Then artwork hang up. Got to have artwork from the home.
And see, that's a good attitude to have. You know, start with what you can. Like I said, fit within your budget, and you can upgrade it later. Okay, use your mind for the economics. Understand how that works, and you can progress slowly, step by step. And a lot of times, you're going to take a step forward and 2 steps back.
Means you can't just be sitting here with no art. We got a nice little closet in here, pretty simple. We built it out with just nice little rod. Just hang your clothes up, throw some backpacks in there. Eventually we're gonna have some nice little shelving, and yeah, really just kind of learning as I go, not too experienced with building stuff. This is all done myself out of wood and just draw it up super simple and try and build it. And then we make our way over here. We got a custom countertop that me and my father made. It is 100% epoxy and resin on plywood with just spray paint All it is Rust-Oleum spray painted in a can and dumped. And just we've dumped it in random patterns and let it spread everywhere. And that's how we got all this nice different textures. Good.
And that's what I'm talking about, folks. There's all kinds of cheap stuff you can do to make it look exquisite. You want something that looks good and you really appreciate it? Take on the responsibility to make it yourself. You are creators.
Good flakes and makes a cheap piece of wood look real nice and real easy. Over here, we got some simple 12 volt right here for charging. The bus is run off of 2 separate batteries underneath, 2 car batteries that's run to a power inverter inside. And all we do is it's just hooked up to the engine. And when I'm running the bus, it charges the batteries up. And overnight, I can charge my phone, laptop, any electronics I need. And I haven't ran into issue. It's super simple.
So no solar?
No solar.
Do you feel like you need it?
I do not feel like I need solar yet. Maybe summertime.
Again, notice he's using his tools that are available for what he needs now, and he doesn't feel he needs solar yet. So he's open-minded that he might need it in the future. And while we're on the topic, when we're talking about fires and electronics, this is a part of the build that you need to be particularly diligent about. If you don't know about the electronics, then I urge you strongly to really do your deep research if you're going to do it yourself. And even if so, get professionals somewhere that can help you and guide you, even if it means having them do it for you. This is not an area where you want to slack.
Time I'll see. I'd like to put a fridge in here, but I believe I could run everything off this 12 volt off of just 2 batteries. And
are they AGM or lead acid or?
I believe they're AGM.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty simple to install. Just running wires and electricity pretty much to get it all ready to roll. Cool. And then yeah, down here we got a little custom sink that I bought from Habitat from Humanity. It was a 2-side sink, and I just cut it directly with a saw in half, put it in here, measured it out, and I bought a pump from a boat. And I just have a bilge pump and a water storage system under here. I also have a gray tank underneath to catch my dirty water. And then I dump it in other places where it's safe to dump. So
how much water do you have in here?
I have
like clean, like what? How big is the tank?
Oh, it's right here.
Oh,
yeah, I got this little guy right here that you get just from like a Walmart or anything like that. Oh. And I will fill this up with just water bottles, or I'll go to a fountain or somewhere real nice and fill it.
And I believe those are about 6 gallons. You see the 5-gallon bucket here. It might be 5 gallon, but I think they're about 6 gallon. And that's sufficient for what you don't want to be lugging around. And like this guy's got it set up, he can pull it out and move it. And as his build changes, or if he wants to use it in a new build, get rid of this one, whatever. So be aware of the different things that you can use for your setups. You don't have to go to a camper and RV setup and use the pumps and everything they use. Like he said, he's got a bilge pump from a boat, and it's a very small pump. But if that's all you need, then why accessorize to the best if that's not what you need? Stay within your comfort zone, of course. If you want the best, get the best.
Up, and this lasts me 3-4 weeks of just nonstop water use of cooking and boiling water and having a good old time. Wow. We got the good old classic Home Depot emergency, extremely emergency toilet. You know,
where's the water?
Extremely emergency toilet. And while we're talking about it, get that PayPal link down below. Help a brother out. We're trying to get the StreamYard back up so we can do this Short Bus Podcast TV. Bring all this information to the viewers. And of course, I can do it with the small panel. But I think this is one of those things where we want a large panel and everybody's input. So help a brother out. Every little bit helps. And back at it.
Water pump.
The water pump is right here. It is very small.
Oh, wow.
It is a marine boat village water pump. And I bought all of this connecting off of Amazon as a full kit for under $30.
What?
Yes.
So does it come together? The pump and the...
It comes with the pump, and it comes with the faucet, and then you just hook them all up, and then you have to have your own power source, of course. But yeah, we just ran a hose from this. It's as simple as it gets. It's just a giant tank, and we just run it along, and it fills right through there, and it just bilges through.
And here's what I'll tell you: you can use different sizes of aquarium pumps. You can go out to like Menards or your local Home Depot or something and get a backyard pond pump, and they come in all kinds of sizes. And they're probably, in my experience, the cheaper pumps that you can get, rather than again going to a camper and RV outlet and getting their pumps.
Bro, we need a link for that.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's like one of the simplest electric
Yes,
water
exactly.
systems I've ever seen.
Yeah, and the way we were trying to build it is not extremely knowledgeable in any of this, and I wanted to build it simple and then go as I go and see if this is something I really want to do and really dive into, and it will.
And that's what we're looking at here. Is it something you really want to get into? And if so, how far do you want to go? Do you really want to live free? Do you want to feel like you freely lived, like this guy said in his intro? So again, go check him out, Isaac Turner, here on YouTube. Isaac Turner. Let me grab this link real quick, and I'll drop that down so people can get that.
We'll keep getting improved over and over, and every time we work on this bus, it gets a little bit better and a little bit nicer, and it feels like home each and every time we work on it.
So like your water system is
And I forgot to put this in the details section, so I will come back and edit the details on here. So that link will be in the details here shortly.
so simple.
Yeah.
Like everybody's got like the crazy expensive water pumps and
Yep.
the accumulator tanks and
Yeah.
all that crap.
Exactly.
Why is this so much? Why is there such an easy alternative that nobody knows about?
It is a simple turn on a switch. It pulls water out, and it's as simple as it gets. You have a tank where it holds the water. You have a pump down there, and it draws air and water through, and it pulls it right up. And all you need is a power inverter and at least one car battery to run it through, and you can have this thing running up in no time.
And do you still have to vent the water tank too?
No, absolutely
What?
not. I just have a tank down there that I just have, and it's completely locked up, and I don't do anything to it. I just fill it up, put it in there, screw it on, and turn on the water. That's as simple as it
Wow.
gets.
All right, so what got you into bus life? Like what made you, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you could have bought a van
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly.
Like what got you into buses?
Okay, so buses, I had a minivan that I was living in for 2 years. Wasn't
So he was already in a minivan, and he's already gone through the experience that he started out with a minivan and accepted that he could do better later. Well, now it's later, and he's gotten a bus. Now he's going to tell us why. And this is the important part of our journaling and these kind of things. Again, in educating others, he gives experience from start to finish or to current time. And 908 videos again. He's continuing to express that same ideology 5 years later. So this is the stick-to-itiveness and the freely lived life. Making your own decisions and doing it as you go. There is no set standard or set parameter because we each have our own differences and likenesses.
doing any of the posting or having fun with it, really just living in it to save money and stack up. Was going to get an apartment and do all that and go to the city. And I was in the city one day with all my money and looking around on the internet and found a school bus. And I seen him around driving, and I just thought, that'd be cool. And that just looks cool. And I bought it, and I didn't know what I was doing, what I was getting into, how much work it would cost, where I'd even take it and drive it around, what I'd do with it. And I just decided to buy it and dive into it without doing too much research.
So you just sent it.
Yeah, I didn't want to look into it.
That's not something I recommend. I recommend always looking into what you're going to do in this when you're dealing with this kind of lifestyle, because like I said earlier, that emergency door back there is very important. And if you don't take those kind of things into perspective with your own life, then you might be doing something that's foolish. That's all I'm saying. Be prepared.
Too much and get discouraged by
Okay.
all the problems or all the things to do with bus life. And yeah, I just dove right in and built it all out of just Googling stuff and just DIY. That's it. We got just a couple cabinets right here, and for a simple, just so your drawers don't fly out, you don't have that bus life problem with your stuff flying up front, we put on a couple latches, and the way they work is you can move them like this side to side and it won't. So you have to move it up directly in the center like that and slide it open, and your drawer opens.
Now latch it and try
And
and
when you're done and it's closed like that, you can get this thing out. It's a little bit of play, but it doesn't go anywhere when I'm driving. It doesn't slam around like that. They stay real still, and I haven't had a single issue of anything popping open or any of my stuff flying around. And these were extremely cheap off of Amazon.
Link.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll send you a link for that for sure. Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen those before.
Yeah, exactly. They're super cool.
And did you just get these off Amazon too?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with these right here, we went to a hardware store and we bought some 1-inch steel to screw through to the post, so the support post in the bus. We screwed those directly into that, and then we put some bracketing directly into that, and then underneath it.
And that's what I'm talking about with these buses and a lot of your vans. They're going to have a steel structured framework that you can use as part of the support, and then using other metal framing rather than 2x4s. You know, he could have used 2x4s over here like he did in other parts, but he went to this metal framework. And so again, your different uses and stuff, I would never recommend using 2x4s unless you needed that structural support.
It's as simple as that. It is shelving.
Wow.
Just a couple shelves, and you just hook it up. You can have multiple heights for whatever you want. Work in progress. We got some lighting back here that I hooked up, and as simple as it is, it's run off a power inverter over here. I got simple Walmart just stick up lights that you see in the house, the home section, and it's all fully adjustable. We can dim it up, dim it down. We can go into party mode. We can have some fun, you know, and it's super simple. And back here, we got a nice little 20-inch TV that's run off of it. We can play DVDs, watch TV, Netflix, play Nintendo, all that. And it's all super simple, just hooked up back here. Really nothing to it. Just kind of do it as simple as I can and then upgrade as I go.
How big is the inverter?
Inverter is a 1500 watt power inverter that I bought off of Amazon for under $30, I believe.
A 1500 watt inverter?
Absolutely. And it's run off of 2 car batteries underneath that are hooked up and mounted.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Super simple, and it works great. I've had no issues with any of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the artwork on the bus.
All right. Yeah, the artwork on the outside of the bus and inside is all done by me. The reason I wanted it so colorful and so nice is I love painting. I love showing my art off. And I finally got a vehicle where I feel like I could put my art on the outside. Everyone will be giving me thumbs ups and saying hi.
Your yard is full of potential.
And so screw these commercials once again. Hit that PayPal link down there. Help a brother out so we can get rid of these commercials and come up with a StreamYard for full panels. Appreciate everything. All is welcome.
And who did it, how long it took to do, how I did it, and each side of the bus pretty much is all my favorite areas of Oregon. So on the passenger side, where the door is you get out of, we have beach and palm trees. On the back door, we have redwoods, and on the far right, we have snow-covered mountains and beautiful lakes. And in the front, we have a desert with porcupines and cactuses and all that. For simple cooktop for right now, I want you to do a stove built into it or induction. Not entirely sure yet. This is working perfectly fine, but I have.
And again, this is where I'm going to mention that 1500 watts and number of batteries and induction top stoves and stuff. And these are important things to really do your research on, so you know what kind of loads can be handled, so you're not running into that fire hazard. This is specifically why most cities do not allow a motor home to be pulled up into a driveway and then plugged into the house, because the house is wired for its major loads. It can handle what it has for loads. But when you end up hooking up another whole home with microwaves, induction top stoves, TVs, stereo equipment, pumps, and all this, you're running into another hazard that is not just in the mobile home, but you now extend that hazard into the actual home it's hooked up to. So again, it's very pertinent to understand what you're doing here, folks.
Ozark Trail from Walmart. Walmart special right here. Does fine, runs off of Coleman propane, and I cook everything I need on here. I'll cook steaks and full meals, and then we'll have great dinners and great bus live videos of us cooking, and it's all done off of propane, outdoor camping stove pretty much.
So how much money do you think you have invested in this build?
Oh, in the build interior, not even $1,000. Super simple, super cheap. The floor.
Not even $1,000. Super simple, super cheap. Stick to the super simple, super cheap when you're starting out. You can always build and progress. That's what this is about, progression.
Are from Habitat from Humanity. They're super cheap. They pop in, they lock into each other. It is as simple as it gets.
So as a whole, how much do you think is in this?
Under $4,000 I have in the bus. I paid $3,000 for the bus, fixed it up myself and did some mechanics work to it, saved myself a lot of money, and then everything else is just do it yourself and build it out of plywood.
So wait, all in your $4,000?
Yes.
All in $4,000. And that's pretty cheap, especially for somebody starting out so young. I think that's a great start.
Huh. That's probably the cheapest build I've heard of.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of money and I wanted to get into bus life, and I just did it as simple and as cheap as possible.
Wow. And then, wow. So how long have you been in the bus?
I have been in this bus from July 2020 and it is March 2021. So not crazy long. Most of the time it took was me building the interior, and the longest thing I had to wait for was COVID and having the DMV do my paperwork. That was pretty much the longest struggle. I had to wait over 6 months to get my paperwork and drive this legally.
And that's another issue about the Short Bus Podcast TV. Like I said, I'm pretty much done with the law stuff. But on this panel, this podcast, we're going to do every other week on specific topics. Then the intervening weeks, we'll be open to discuss these law things that we have to deal with when we're trying to convert to a simpler life and stuff like that, and take back that responsibility and take on the dutifulness of living freely. We have to understand the consequences, the legal consequences, if we don't know what we're doing yet. And this is why it's so important to come together with this information and knowledge. And that's why this Short Bus Podcast is mostly about your education. It's not about me sitting here spewing any kind of information or knowledge. It's about your education.
That sucks.
Yeah. To make money and support myself and travel around in the bus, I am a full-time farmer, and I travel around from farm to farm with the bus, and I stay on properties and I work on their farm, and I go to the next one. And I pretty much just stay there for as long as I need to stack up some money and go travel to the next beautiful spot.
And that's the portion of boondocking that I love. And I got to plug in Adam and Eve Homestead here, because they're the ones that I've been connected with closely during my legal research. And they do a great job. It's the whole family is involved. They started out with 20 acres. They just recently moved up to 40 acres, and they're starting all over with their homesteading. In that, and they are knowledgeable about everything they're doing, as well as they do the research on things they don't know. And that includes the law stuff, the legal stuff. And this is why they are capable of doing what they're doing, is because they've done their research. And again, do not believe me. Do not believe the neighbor. Do not believe the government. For crying out loud, do not believe your mother. Do your research so you know. This is how we start out. This is how we start taking back our responsibility. Period. Is our own education.
Anyone who is interested in getting a bus or a van or any vehicle that you want to live in to make your home permanently, or for weekend trips, or just to go out and have some fun with, definitely I would suggest do it. Do it. Just buy a vehicle and do it. If you're wanting to get into this lifestyle and you think it would be fun, even as a weekend warrior, full-timer, just occasionally, it is worth it. It's just finding the right fit for you, what you think would work for you stylistically, what would work affordably. And
real quick here, I did forget to mention an important aspect of Adam and Eve Homesteading is that they too would be glad, I'm sure, to have like-minded people stop over and stay for a little bit and help them with their homesteading. They have the means and respect and decency that they can make those equal exchanges, just like this young man was talking about, going from farm to farm. That's the true essence of boondocking, is finding places where you can stay without having legal oversight. You have a private contract in play with the property owner, and you're exchanging your labor in equal compensation in an exchange of something they can give back to you. This man, particularly Federal Reserve notes, which helps him to buy that gas and pay them taxes. This is the epitome of boondocking, not just stopping into nature reserve sites and staying for 14 days on BLM national forest lands or things like that, but actually going to these self-sufficient communities and families and homesteads and helping them out in that exchange of living freely.
What you think you'd use the most out of a bus, a van, or a vehicle? And I definitely say don't get discouraged by looking up other bus people stuff and all their problems. Those are their problems. You're gonna have your own down the line, or you won't. It could work out.
Yeah, he makes a great point here. Don't get discouraged when you see other van life people putting out things that are discouraging. That's an aspect that we have to pay attention to, not as a discouragement, but as encouragement, that we can overcome problems that other people have had. That's the main basis, again, of your education. Not everybody knows everything, and once in a while there comes somebody that comes up with a great idea that everybody can take advantage of.
Great, or you can have a bunch of problems. It's how it's going to go. You can't really predict if it's going to go super smooth or if it's going to be extremely rough. I would suggest expect rough, and then when the smooth happens, just be super stoked because it's worth it. Those rough times.
Absolutely. And so once again, a quick little plug, hit that PayPal link down below, help a brother out. Times get rough sometimes. We're going through that right now, and it would be greatly appreciated. In the meantime, let's get back to it.
Times and those sides where you're not too sure, you're overwhelmed on what you're going to do or how to build it or how much you're going to spend. By the time you're done or even driving around halfway done, it is so worth it just to have a little bit of something you've worked so hard on and that you could call your own. Yeah, if you're looking to follow us on Instagram or any of our adventures, you can follow Starfire Short Bus on Instagram, and that's where we're at. We're just traveling around having a good time. Just DIY'd it. If you see us, come say hi. Just see us rolling around.
Cool.
Absolutely. So go check out Isaac Turner here on YouTube. And there's many other bus conversion sites, and we'll be reviewing those as the Short Bus Podcast grows and progresses. So join us in the future as we bring you more lifestyle that is freeing by getting rid of what you believe is comfort and convenience. This means taking back your responsibility and accountability, and it is a little bit more work. But the appreciation that you can get out of that is exponential. It is, in fact, freeing yourself, overcoming that indoctrination by taking up the main responsibility we all have, and that is in our own self-education. So pay attention to this stuff, folks. And remember, I love you, but I don't give a rat's ass whether you love me back or not. Okay? That's to say, I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you don't respect me. That part's on you. So may you all have a good day. Oops, what happened to my window? So let me double check here. My apologies, folks. Do not have a production team, so my apologies while I'm on the learning curve. No way. Come on now. Hold on, folks. I gotta give you this song. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Let's see here. Wow. Okay, let's see if we can get this up now. Again, my apologies, folks. My apologies. Let's see if we got her up. It's up there. And I'm pretty sure you should be able to hear this now, folks.
Step into the light or the shadow it casts. A look in the mirror, stripping the mask. The ego deflects what the it wants to hide, but we find the truth on the edge of the slide. The void isn't empty, it's a canvas of gray, where the ghosts of our bias come out to play. You point at the monster, you point at the screen, but it's only a shadow that's being seen. We sit in the silence where the tension is rife, dissecting the ego with the surgical knife. From the depths of the abyss to the clarity of mind, leaving the noise and the drama behind. High etiquette held as the ultimate key. This is the Short Burst Podcast TV. See the mirror for what it is. The progression begins now.